Hello and welcome to the IT Governance Podcast for Friday, the 10th of March 2023. Here's the news. WH Smith has disclosed that it suffered a data breach in which company information, including current and former employees' personal data, was accessed. It's not yet known how many employees have been affected. According to the BBC, the company employs about 10,000 people in the UK across its high street stores and outlets at railway stations and airports. In a notice filed with the London Stock Exchange on the 2nd of March, WH Smith said, "Upon becoming aware of the incident, we immediately launched an investigation, engaged specialist support services, and implemented our incident response plans, which included notifying the relevant authorities." WH Smith takes the issue of cybersecurity extremely seriously, and investigations into the incident are ongoing. We're notifying all affected colleagues and have put measures in place to support them. There's been no impact on the trading activities of the group. Our website, customer accounts, and underlying customer databases are on separate systems that are unaffected by this incident. The Information Commissioner's Office is investigating. Successive Conservative governments have been keen to overhaul data protection law in the UK since Brexit. Boris Johnson's government introduced its Data Protection and Digital Reform Bill to Parliament last year, but the bill's progress was paused after its first reading to allow a further period of consultation with business and data protection experts. Last October, the then Secretary of State for Digital Culture, Media and Sport, Michelle Donnellan, told the Conservative Party conference that the UK GDPR was a regulatory minefield that shackled businesses with unnecessary red tape and clunky bureaucracy. She then announced a new approach to data protection law that would protect consumer privacy and keep their data safe, whilst retaining our data adequacy so businesses can trade freely and be simpler and clearer for businesses to navigate. Now, the DCMS's digital policy responsibilities having been taken on by the new Department for Science, Innovation and Technology, or DSIT, in Sunak's 7th of February cabinet reshuffle, Donnellan has introduced the Data Protection and Digital Information No. 2 Bill, a revised version of last summer's Data Protection and Digital Reform Bill. The DSIT says it aims to introduce a simple, clear and business-friendly framework that will not be difficult or costly to implement, taking the best elements of GDPR and providing businesses with more flexibility about how they comply with the new data laws. Ensure our new regime maintains data adequacy with the EU and wider international confidence in the UK's comprehensive data protection standards. Further reduce the amount of paperwork organisations need to complete to demonstrate compliance. Support even more international trade without creating extra costs for businesses if they're already compliant with current data regulations. Provide organisations with greater confidence about when they can process personal data without consent. And increase public and business confidence in AI technologies by clarifying the circumstances when robust safeguards apply to automated decision-making. The Information Commissioner, John Edwards, commented, "I welcome the reintroduction of the Data Protection and Digital Information Bill and support its ambition to enable organisations to grow and innovate whilst maintaining high standards of data protection rights. Data protection law needs to give people confidence to share their information to use the products and services that power our economy and society. The bill will ensure my office can continue to operate as a trusted, fair and independent regulator. We look forward to continuing to work constructively with the government to monitor how these reforms are expressed in the bill as it continues its journey through Parliament." And we'll follow the bill's passage through Parliament and keep you updated about the changes it might introduce. The European Parliament has followed the European Commission in banning staff from installing TikTok on their work devices. According to CNN, the European Parliament said, in view of cybersecurity concerns, in particular regarding data protection and collection of data by third parties, the European Parliament has decided, in alignment with other institutions, to suspend, as from the 20th of March 2023, the use of the TikTok mobile application on corporate devices. It also strongly recommended staff to remove TikTok from their personal devices too. The European Commission, meanwhile, explained that it had decided to suspend the use of the TikTok application on its corporate devices and on personal devices enrolled in the Commission mobile device service to protect the Commission against cybersecurity threats and actions which may be exploited for cyber attacks against the corporate environment of the Commission. The security developments of other social media platforms will also be kept under constant review. TikTok, which is owned by the Chinese company ByteDance, told CNN that it was disappointed to see that other government bodies and institutions are banning TikTok on employee devices with no deliberation or evidence. It protested that the bans were based on basic misinformation about our company, and we're readily available to meet with officials to set the record straight about our ownership structure and our commitment to privacy and data security. We share a common goal with governments that are concerned about user privacy, but these bans are misguided and do nothing to further privacy or security. These EU bans, along with the US Restrict Act, newly proposed legislation that'll ban technology and platforms such as TikTok if they're found to pose a national security threat, have clearly alarmed TikTok, which lost no time in launching Project Clover this week, a security program designed to create what it calls a secure enclave for European TikTok user data. Project Texas, meanwhile, aims to do the same for the US. According to TikTok, Project Clover will introduce a number of new measures to strengthen existing protections and further align our overall approach to data governance with the principle of European data sovereignty. The process, it says, will be overseen and checked by a third-party European security company who will audit our data controls and protections, monitor data flows, provide independent verification, and report any incident. Finally, a woman from London has been sentenced after defrauding Luton Borough Council of £44,000 in a cyber attack. According to a council press release, Aziza Bola Sula Unasopi of Marion Grove, London, pleaded guilty to 2 offences under the Proceeds of Crime Act 2002 on the 23rd of February, and was sentenced to a 12-month community order and 70 hours of unpaid work and ordered to pay costs of £600. That was the news. And that's it for this time. As ever, you can get in touch with us either by leaving a comment on the blog or via Twitter at ITGovPod, that's my account, or at ITGovernance. We'll return in a fortnight, but until then our archive is on SoundCloud, Amazon Music, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you can find everything you need to implement and maintain cybersecurity defence in depth on our website, itgovernance.co.uk.